Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fiza Ahmed, and today my topic is the dental morphology and the teeth which today I'm going to explain is the mandibular first molar. Anatomically, there are four aspects of every tooth. Uh, Toward the middle is the mesial aspect. Away from the middle is the distal aspect. This is the distal aspect. This is the occlusal aspect. And toward the back is the lingual aspect. So first, I will start with the buccal aspect of the tooth. From the buccal aspect, the identifying feature of this teeth that it's trapezoidal in shape, and basically there are five cusps present in the mandibular first molar. So from the buccal aspect, all the five cusps are visible. So these five cusps are namely as the mesiobuccal cusp, mesiolingual cusp, distolingual cusp, the smallest cusp which is distal cusp, and the distobuccal cusp. So from the buccal view, all the five cusps are visible. From every anatomical aspects, basically there are four outlines which we are going to explain today. The first outline is the mesial outline. So basically this is the mesial outline. This is the mesial outline. This portion of the teeth is a cervical portion, and this portion of the tooth is the occlusal portion. So from the mesial outline, cervically the teeth is concave in shape, and occlusally the teeth is convex in shape. And here we can see is the little prominence, and this prominence is known as the height of contour from mesial outline of buccal aspect of mandibular first molar, and this height of contour is present in junction between the occlusal and cervical third of the teeth. Now the second outline is the distal outline. So basically this is the distal outline, and as you can see that distally on the occlusal side it is totally round, and on the cervical aspect it is somewhat straight in shape. And just like the mesial aspect, here is the presence of the height of contour, but the one difference that the height of contour of distal aspect of the teeth present more cervical than the mesial aspect, more cervical. That here is the height of contour of the mesial aspect on the higher level, and here is the presence of the height of contour of distal aspects more toward the cervical, means at lower level than the mesial aspect. Now the third outline is the cervical outline. So basically this is the cervical outline of the teeth, and cervical outline is the regular curvature apically. So you can see here that this is a regular curvature, somewhat apically, and above this is the bifurcation area of the tooth, and above the bifurcation area there is the presence of a sharp pointed projection. Just above the bifurcation area is the presence of the sharp pointed projection. Now the most important and most extensive outline is the occlusal outline, and there are many anatomical important landmarks on this outline. So basically occlusal outline is more wider than the cervical outline, and occlusal outline, as you can see, that is divided into three portions: the first portion, second portion, and the third portion, by two grooves. The first one is the central groove, which is known as the buccal groove, or we can say that this is the mesio-buccal groove, and this groove which divide the um, distobuccal cusp with the distal cusp, and this groove is known as the uh, distobuccal groove. Uh, so here you can see that there are the presence of the convexities on the distobuccal cusp and the mesiobuccal cusp. These convexities are known as the uh, buccal cusp ridges. So basically this is the mesio-buccal cusp ridge, this is the disto-buccal cusp ridge, and this is the distal cusp ridge. So between the mesio-buccal cusp ridge and the disto-buccal cusp ridge is the presence of groove, which is the buccal groove or the mesio-buccal groove, and between the disto-buccal cusp ridge and the distal cusp ridge is the presence of the uh, distobuccal groove. The mesiobuccal groove, which we can call as the buccal groove, come out of the occlusal line and move cervically and ends into the buccal pit. So this point is the buccal pit. Buccal pit can be fade out after some distance, or it can bifurcate into the two ways. From the occlusal occlusal outline, there is the presence of the two slopes. Basically, there are the three cusps present in the occlusal outline, these three cusps, and every three cusp has two slopes. The first slope is the mesio-occlusal slope, and the second is the disto-occlusal slope. Now I will tell where these are present. This is the mesio-occlusal slope, and this is the disto-occlusal slope of the mesiobuccal cusp. This is the mesio-occlusal slope of the distobuccal cusp, and this is the disto-occlusal cusp of this cusp. This is the mesio-occlusal cusp of distal cusp, and this is the disto-occlusal cusp of the distal cusp. So basically there are two slopes of every cusp. Always remember one thing, that the most prominent feature of the occlusal outline of the buccal aspect of mandibular first molar is the convex buccal cusp ridges of three cusps. As I have just explained you, these prominences are the buccal cusp ridges of the respective cusp. So at the end of the discussion of the buccal aspect of the mandibular first molar, you should know about the buccal groove. So here is the presence of the buccal groove, which is also known as the mesiobuccal groove. The distobuccal groove, here is the presence of the distobuccal groove, and the third one is the buccogingival ridges. So these are the three buccogingival ridges.